going to take another minute, see if we can get anybody to join. And I'll be talking today about 21 years since I left my last job, and I never looked back. Yes, there were tough times. There were times where you wished you had a job, but looking back 21 years later, I love it. I enjoy it. It gives me a freedom. But let me go back and kind of give you guys my background a little, how it all led up to, and all that good stuff. At the age of 12, I started delivering newspaper for Moses Lake Herald. It's in Washington State. You guys can look it up if you like. At one point, I delivered 6 kids' routes at once. Parents and family were helping me on the top days to stuff the paper and rubber band it, because if I'm not mistaken, it was either Thursday or Friday paper that were the biggest paper. So you guys can see the towels ready for the rainy day, just in case it starts raining. But I kind of, learned to work as a child. By the age of 17, I paid with cash for a pickup truck, for a car. I had a Honda Accord, Nissan pickup. I had a small aluminum fishing boat, and I also owned, by the age of 17, a stand-up jet ski Yamaha. Hey, what a kid would really want at the age of 17, I had it what I wanted. Maybe, not a fancy boat, but I had a boat. I tell you, honestly, I remember those days where I spent with my dad out on the lake, fishing in that boat. I remember how I tried to do submarines with my standing jet ski all the way into a late fall, where I still pay the price of my eye problems because of the cold wind without using proper eye protection. I don't know, eye infections or cold eyes. I don't know how would I even call it in English. But I had fun. At the age of 18, we moved to Montana. Of course, had to leave some of those toys behind. But I got, first time in my life, a job. Working for Semi-Tool. And you guys can probably pull it up. It's in Kalispell, Montana. Probably still open. Company builds machines that actually coats and washes wafers. Those are the discs before they being cut up and converted into chips. So I was actually there building the pots, control units for those machines. Then at the age of 19, which was a Y2K, we moved to Boise, Idaho, Meridian, Idaho, where I got a job in that late winter of 2020 for J. Bill Circuit. And that's a Florida company where they build circuit boards. So pretty much all those chips on the board, yeah, that's the company I work for, where we actually place those chips on the board. I was an operator on that production line, and I learned the whole process. And this is going to be another video because something happened on that job where I considered to be unfair, and I left the job. But in addition to that, something happened as well, is where I was invited to Herbalife presentation. And I know the MLM industry does not have an attractive name. They majority of people fail, and I can talk on that topic for hours why people fail, and actually got good to it eventually, where I can actually interview a person, and before even signing up, I know will they fail or succeed. But let's go back a little bit, and when I went to the presentation, they had that about the company, about the product, and at the end they showed a dream of a person, a lifestyle. Where a person doing a business like that, they have freedom of time. They have freedom of traveling the world, working for themselves, having the luxury homes and vehicles, having that luxury life. And some kind of a parade or something. Not even sure it's a parade. It's bikers, probably cross-country bikers, and they're traveling with semi-trucks and just literally everything. So let's get back to it. So seeing that video, and at the end, something that they made a promise. When you succeed, we'll come and pick you up in a limo from your job on your last day. The product, the big company didn't mean a lot to me. Back then, I had no business experience. I was an employee. I was a paper boy. I had no, understanding and knowledge of all that stuff. But something made sense. That idea of the freedom, that idea of traveling the world, that idea of luxury life, it sold to me. And with the combination of me being promised at the job certain things that they've not delivered, I walked out. And that was the fall of 2020. I got really pissed off one day and put in my 2-week notice. And when my 2-week notice was, I remember that day it stormed, it rained. And I remember we were pulled into a cafeteria because of the storm. And the supervisor that was temporarily appointed, because my supervisor, he couldn't look into my eyes, so he took that 2 weeks of vacation. When I put in my 2-week notice, and he said, Slavik, I know you're just throwing a fit, and tomorrow you'll be back. And I said no. It's not happening unless certain terms are going to be fulfilled and will be provided to me in writing, which of course it's another story, but just kind of going back in memory lane. Yes, I started from there as a salesperson selling cell phones at the store, then eventually events. At events we didn't sell much phones, but we did sell a lot of accessories. And that's how actually my life kind of went, on a journey of learning the sales, learning the business world, trial and error and mistakes. Um, there were great times, there were hard times. But end of the day, I am here today. Over those 21 years, I have learned a lot. I had a construction company that I owned 100% of it. I had used electronics, eBay and Amazon store, but there were a lot of plans for that business. I owned part of it, as well as I eventually became a CEO of that company and ran it. The company, not just build it, but also ran it. I did in between delivery jobs. Not the ones where they pay you, as an employee, but where. See, one thing is, when I became as a self-contractor, I refused any job that had a W-2. Here's one other thing is, for those of you that want a job, go work for Domino's as a driver. They still have employees. They still, I believe, pay some kind of benefits. For 21 years, I had no benefits. For 21 years, I didn't depend on medical insurance or any kind of insurance. I knew I need to take care of myself on my own. And I would encourage a lot of you to actually go down that road. Learn a little things about your body, about yourself. What makes you healthy, what makes you not. Learn how to take care of your teeth in a form that you don't have to be at the doctor's every 6 months, or at the dentist, sorry. Learn about your eyes. Where do you have to show up to your eye doctor? I'm not saying I have not been. Yes, I had severe allergies in Boise, Idaho. I developed where I had to actually go get allergic allergens, which then I discovered the problem and I found a solution how to not continue allergens and resolve the problem. Yes, I had ear infection, or what they call swimmer's ear, where you get water in your ear and it starts an infection. So did I have in construction shot myself accidentally with a nail gun that left a piece of metal inside in my finger. Had it to go in and get surgically removed. So I'm not saying, that not to go at all. It's just I'm saying, don't be that person that the tiny discomfort and you're in the doctor's office. What I want to say is, it's not an easy journey being a self-employed, but it is a journey that will make you smarter, stronger, wiser. And when it comes around a right opportunity, and you already have that developed skills, you will have success. See, a lot of you guys are looking at me and I'm talking about launching an app. It's a perfect timing. And you guys are looking at me and they're like, is he nuts? He wants to go against DoorDash and Uber Eats? Guys, I want to tell you one thing. There is a story in the Bible about David and Goliath. Nobody in Israel dared to go against Goliath. Everybody was in fear. But at the same time, David knew that he can do it. David knew there's something behind him that's pushing him and telling him you'll have success. Also preparations. How many people in Israel grabbed a lion and tore it into two pieces? And David said, hey, when a lion came and stole the sheep, I came after it, I grabbed it by his jaw, and I tore it in half. See, preparation for big things do not happen that day when you are needed. It's happened before. It's preparing you. So when that day happens, you already have the experience. You already have the knowledge. You already have the know-how to. And then all it takes is getting it done, or assemble a team to make it done. You know, I like where once Trump was interviewed. I'm sorry, I'm just parking at the mall parking lot. I love it in the morning when there's barely any cars. See, where was I? Oh, Trump. I love when once Trump was interviewed and was asked, what do you credit your success to? And his answer was, I credit to knowing how to assemble and put people behind me and find those people that know how to, what I do not. And find those people that can tell me the information that I need to know so I can make wise decisions. And then he goes on talking about that a lot of people think that he's smart and wise. And he says, there's nothing has to do with being smart and wise. The only thing has to do is knowing how to utilize the knowledge of others to make success. See, I am not going to go much further into the topic because it's going to lead into the presidency, but I want to say one thing is, those are the skills that you develop as you go out and as you succeed and fail. I want to bring an example about a child. At about an age of 8 months to a year, that child starts crawling, sitting, and eventually is trying to get up and walk. Have you seen a child that actually got up, walked away from something, and started walking on his first attempt? No, you have not. Because if that child did, that's not a normal child. And I'm pretty sure there might be possibilities where those kids do exist, because we live in an interesting and weird world. But majority old children, they learn to get up. They learn to walk by falling, by failing. So if you want to open up your first successful business, then do not start that business. Start other businesses in which you will fail. Like a small child will fall, get up, fall, get up, fall, get up, fall, get up. And start until you start having success. And when you start having success, learn from success. Also learn from your failures. And then when you feel that you have enough of knowledge, go and try launching that business that you dreamed of. Because if you're going to go and launch that business from day without actually developing that experience, that your dream business, you will be failing at it. And second, don't do it with investors. Your dream business. Because when you do it with investors, they are in control. And one day, they'll either drop that project or they'll take it away from you and find other people that actually can get it right. And all you're going to be doing is saying, this used to be mine idea. This is mine idea. It used to be mine. And then they stole it from me. Again, if you understood the business world, you never would have said even the word stole it. They just foreclosed on you because you failed to deliver what you promised. There's so much things that I can talk about business world. And like I said, it comes with experience. You cannot achieve success without achieving that experience, without being successful, without having those failures. It's just impossible. You know, one person, very young, 18, 19-year-old, came to me, probably 5 years ago, and asked me, how can I be successful at stock market? How can I be successful at investment? Because his parents were wealthy, he had access to money, and he's one of those where, you know, he learned quite a bit with his parents, but at the same time didn't want to fail. So he came and asked me, hey, how can I be successful? How can I successfully invest? And my response was very simple. Invest first 10 times. And even you're suspecting a success, remember, first 10 times you will fail. You'll invest in wrong projects. You'll invest in wrong people. You will also invest in scams. But that first 10 projects is your odds of failing to 11th investment most likely being your success. Then you're going to invest again into 10 more projects. And out of those 10 projects, one will be success. So right now you're into 21 projects, and you only have 2 successful projects. Then you're going to invest again into 10 more projects, and out of those 10, 2 will be successful. Then you're going to do it, and then you're going to have 3 successful. So in about 51 projects in, you will get to having 5 successful, 5 failures on your 5th set of 10. And if you keep on doing, eventually you'll start having more success than failures. But keep in mind, you will never have 100% success. But because of the failures, you will learn how to read people, how to not invest into certain type of people, certain groups of people, sorry. You'll learn how to read paperwork and find false information or lies in those paperwork. You will learn how to go out and observe a project and identify issues in that project and actually talk with owners what first needs to be changed before your willing to invest, you'll be able to actually read a business idea and identify issues in that business idea, which will lead to failure. But you can only achieve that is by having failures, by failing. You cannot achieve success without a fail. Unless you are here on this planet from another planet and you have ways to see the future. Now, for some of you say, but I can see the future. And I can tell you, if you had enough of failures and you're able to read some of the things I said, you'll be able to predict the future. What you call it, you're able to see it. But you cannot see the future in written stone. All you can do is have a good prediction that might be as close to an accuracy as 99%. So I encourage every single one of you that watches this video. First of all, if you're joining, I would highly recommend going back and watch it from the beginning. A lot of valuable information, especially in the second half of the video. But I would encourage every single one of you. Make the decision. Say, hey, I want to become a business owner. I want to become a self-employed. I'm tired of these jobs. I do not want another job. That's why it's a 3-letter word, a job. Pick a business arena you want to be in. Pick a business idea you want to build. And I can talk, and I can talk with you guys based on my experience and tell you where you will have success and where you will have failures if that's what you want to do. And if you're willing to actually share your business ideas live, I would like to actually do it on a live stream on YouTube. And I'm planning actually in the future start giving some business ideas that you guys can build. I'm talking about these easy ideas. I'm not talking something complicated, like going again to Uber and DoorDash. But end of the day, you need to make that decision. See, if you're always going to bounce forth and back, I'm not sure how successful you can become. But if you make the decision and you're going to stick it out, success will be in your hand. All I want to say is, I am excited. I am happy. I made that decision. I seen, have I reached that, freedom? Have I reached all that I seen at the age of 20? I could have. But when I had access to money, I had no access to time. So I have not reached yet that full package of that. But it gave me a reason to look into a different field. To a field where I'm no longer dependent on someone. I am free of it all. And guys, it is 10 o'clock. And I need to start getting dashing. So, hey, think about it. Let my 21 years of celebration be something for you. Something to think about. And something to motivate you into trying something new. Trying something different. And one thing that I always say, I bless every single one of you, and I wish every single one of you success. Be blessed.